Hi, Dr. Joe Vitale here. Today I want to talk about another principle that you as a awakened millionaire are going to want to know and implement. And this is the idea that money likes to circulate. Money likes to circulate. Far too many people stuff money into a savings account or stuff money into a mattress or stuff money into a hole in the ground and just hope that it's going to be there when they need it, completely forgetting that that money is not going to grow, that money is not going to multiply, that money is not going to duplicate, that money is not going to make a difference in your life. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help you grow or prosper or thrive or do much of anything. It'll give you a tiny little bit of security, but it's more of an illusion. A wiser approach is to realize that money needs to circulate. Money likes to circulate. And as an awakened millionaire, you need to understand how this works and why this works. Now, first of all, you probably already know from previous sessions that money needs to be moved around a little bit. So you should have a savings account. You should have a checking account. You should be investing some money. You should be doing something to make more money from your money. But let's break this down and make it even more practical and make it even more relevant to you so you really understand it and you can begin living it, if you're not already, today. So money likes to circulate. First of all, let me tell you at least two principles that you probably haven't thought about too much. The first is a principle I invented. It's called prosperous purchasing. Prosperous purchasing. This is the idea of investing in yourself, and it's basically explained with this line. If there's a product or service you want, and you have the money to buy it, you're not going to go into debt to buy it, then you must buy it. You must buy it. Why? Because if there's a product or service you want right now in this moment, and you have the money to get it, you're not going to go into debt, and you don't do it, what are you telling yourself? You're saying there isn't enough. You're saying you don't deserve it. You're saying you don't believe in the future. You don't have faith in yourself or the next outcome or the next moments. You're saying that you are living in a scarcity universe, a universe of lack and limitation. All of that from not buying something you really want to buy in the first place. So look at the opposite side of this. If you have a product or service you want to buy and you have the money to do so, and you go ahead and make the purchase, what are you telling yourself? You're telling yourself you have money. You are abundant. You do have faith in the future. You do appreciate yourself, approve yourself, love yourself. And you're taking a vote for prosperity. You're taking a vote for abundance. So which program do you think an awakened millionaire should have in their brain? The one that says, oh, I'm not going to buy this because I need the money for a rainy day, or the one who says, I want this, I have the money for this, I'm doing it now. Which one reinforces prosperity? Which one is the awakened millionaire mindset? Obviously, if you have the money to buy a product or service and you have the desire to buy the product or service in that moment, then you must do so. You must do so because it's reinforcing who you are and who you want to be. Now, I know so well that when I was in poverty, when I was homeless, when I was struggling, that mindset wasn't there. I thought if I have $1, I better hold on to that dollar, even if it might buy me something that could help me, feed me, give me some hydration, give me something that moves me forward. And as long as I had that idea, I was in scarcity. I was in scarcity thinking, and I was demonstrating scarcity thinking, and I was living scarcity thinking. All because I didn't take a vote for the future. I didn't take a vote for myself. I didn't take a vote in the direction of prosperity. So prosperous purchasing is when you have the desire to buy something and you have the money to do so. Because again, I am not encouraging you to go into debt. That is not what the abundant mindset is all about. It is not what an awakened millionaire would do. But if you have the money to do it and the desire to do it, then do it. It's going to give you more of the positive programming you want. So let me tell you a quick story. A couple of decades ago, I gave a seminar, and this was for the National Guild of Hypnotists. And I had brought a bunch of product with me. I had given a presentation about hypnotic writing, and all the hypnotists ran to my desk afterwards to my booth, and they cleaned me out. They bought everything I had, and I was pretty much done on the first day. And so I thought, well, I need to do something now to reward myself. So a friend and I, we went to a cigar store. I like to have an occasional cigar. And I thought, I don't really want a cigar today. What I want is a cigar lighter. So I went into this tobacco store, and I went to the guy behind the counter, and I said, I want to buy a lighter. And he started showing me all the Bic lighters and all the lighters that were there for, anywhere from $1 to $100. And I said, no, you don't understand. If Donald Trump walked in to your place of business and said he wanted a lighter, what would you show him? And so he pointed to another direction, to another cabinet, had to get a key to unlock it. And there behind the glass were some gold lighters. And I saw one and I fell in love with it. And I said, how much is that one? He said, $700. I said, wow, $700 for a lighter. And he said, oh, but this is a special lighter. First of all, it's a DuPont lighter, big name. Second of all, it's made out of gold. That's very important. And third of all, he said, there's a bit of a status with this lighter, that when people hear the ping of it, they'll look across the room and they'll know you have something special. Well, I was marveling at the salesperson here, but I was also more inclined to go for the lighter, which is this lighter right here. This is the gold lighter that cost me $700, and every time I hear that ping, I think prosperity. Not that ping, this ping. Prosperity. 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 So why did I buy this? Why did I get this lighter that cost me $700 and some and I still have today, which is well over a decade into it? Love this lighter. Because it was anchoring my prosperity and anchoring my success. That very same night, I was with some friends in a gazebo. And I was telling them the whole story of the $700 lighter. And one person there said, oh, that's absolutely disgusting. And everybody said, why? And he said, because you can get matches for free. Why pay $700 for a lighter? But there was a hypnotist there. They were all over the place since that was a hypnosis convention. And he said, I know why Joe bought that lighter. And everybody said, why? And he said, because it anchored his success. Every time he looks at his lighter, he's going to remember success and that moment of financial windfall. That's prosperous purchasing. Now, I'm not encouraging you to buy a $700 lighter. I'm encouraging you to pay attention to what's going on with you in every moment. And if you have the desire for a product or service and you have the money for the product or service, then buy the product or service, because it's reinforcing that you are now an awakened millionaire. And this is what an awakened millionaire would do. Okay, that's the first principle I want to talk around this whole idea that money likes to circulate. The second one is the idea of giving. Now, you've heard about tithing from the religious community, but I want to explain this in a little bit deeper level. It's very important that you give. There are so many stories of people who have given and kept giving even when they didn't have the money to begin with, or they had next to none. And it was that act of giving that actually put them into an abundant flow. Everybody from John D. Rockefeller, when he was first starting out, would give away dimes, which was in the early 1900s really amounted to something. But giving away those dimes led to him being able to give away hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars to causes he believed in. Giving ends up being this very universal principle for attracting more into your life. Now, first of all, when you give, you're telling yourself that you have enough to give. Well, that's a prosperity principle right there. You're reinforcing the idea that you live in an abundant universe. So when you're giving, you're telling yourself, I am worthy, I am doing a good thing, and I have enough to give. So you're reinforcing that principle. But also, there does seem to be a universal cause and effect here, because when you give, the universe seems to give back at least 10 times over. And that it does it in an unexpected way. So, I wrote a little book about this at one point. It's called The Greatest Money-Making Secret in History. I'm still proud of the title, because the title misleads you a little bit. The Greatest Money-Making Secret in History sounds like I'm going to tell you how to write an ad or tell you what business to go into. But the reality is, the greatest money-making secret in history is the idea of giving. You need to start giving, if you're not already doing it, 10% or more of your income to wherever you received spiritual nourishment. Now pay attention to this, because when you hear about tithing in the religious community, they always want you to give to the minister, to the priest, to the church, whatever the religion happens to be. And on one level, that's probably fine, and I won't argue with it. But here's what I think is more powerful for you as an awakened millionaire. Reflect over where you've received spiritual nourishment or inspiration over the past week. Just kind of close your eyes or just think about this a little bit, and whatever comes to mind, where did you receive inspiration? Where did you receive spiritual nourishment? It could have been from a waiter or waitress. It could have been from a driver. It could have been from the chauffeur. It could have been from an author. It could have been from a speaker. It could have been from your spouse. It could have been from your next door neighbor. It could have been from an employee or employer. It could have been from a client. It could be from anybody. Wherever you receive spiritual nourishment, wherever you received inspiration, that's where you give your 10%. Now keep in mind there's a difference between seed money and tithing. Seed money is the idea that you are starting the process of receiving by giving some money to somebody or something you believe in. This is different than tithing. Tithing is when you think about who inspired me, who gave me a pep talk, who gave me that quote that made a difference, who spiritually nourished me, who or what, because it could be a place, and or organization, and give 10% to them. That's the giving back. And as you're giving back, you're in circulation, and you're putting money in circulation, and you're sending all kind of signals to yourself about receiving more in your life. So as that's going on, also think about seed money, which is different. Seed money is the idea that you're trying to bring in more money to yourself. So you look around and you decide that there's a worthy cause that you believe in, and you give them some money. That is a way of planting seed money. You're planting money as a seed to grow and prosper and come back to you in some unexpected way. So the idea of circulating money works on a lot of different levels. Of course, you're spending money, you're investing money, you're doing different things with money, you're giving away money. But the two big ones I want you to think about today, because money does like to circulate, is the idea of prosperous purchasing. Keep in mind that when you want to buy something and you have the money to do so, you need to do so as an awakened millionaire. It reinforces your belief and your new mindset about being in the flow of prosperity. And then second of all, start considering where you're receiving spiritual or inspirational nourishment, and give 10% of your income, all of your income, 10% of all of your income. Don't wait until after taxes and play these little mind games about finding loopholes to make the amount smaller. Give 10% of what's coming in to wherever you receive spiritual nourishment. That's the important thing that nobody thinks about. And then a tangent to that is thinking about seed money. If there is a project you believe in or a person you believe in, consider giving them some money, not as a tithe, not as a thank you, but as a seed for more money to come back to you. Now, all of these ideas that I've been talking about here today are around the core idea that money likes to circulate. Don't hold on to your money. Don't bury it. I have a friend who has $100,000 and she put it in a mattress. That money is not going to grow, prosper, or make a difference in the planet, let alone in that person's life. So you want to leave that mindset. You're no longer in scarcity. You're now in abundance. You are an awakened millionaire. And an awakened millionaire takes care of themselves and their friends by doing things, by giving, by planting seed money, by doing prosperous purchasing, by investing. And remember, when you invest in yourself. Buy programs like this, buy books, buy audios, buy courses, get all of this and keep saturating yourself with this information. I still do this today. You would think, with me having written 50 books, recorded 15 music albums, having all kind of DVDs, having my own Miracles coaching program, all this work I've done on myself, you'd think I might stop. No. We can always be more, have more, learn more, and awaken to more. I'm like that too. So I'm still investing in me. I buy books, I buy audios, I buy courses, I buy digital products. I'm still doing it because I'm still learning. I don't know it all, so I want to learn more. So I'm investing in me. All of these things that we're talking about today is what I want you to think about today and act on. Choose what feels best for you and act on it today. Why? Because you are an awakened millionaire and money likes to circulate.